Okay, so here we are. The guitar has now cured. The clear coat is cured. I've left that for about 2 weeks and we're ready to start sanding. Now, you won't always need to leave it that long. It depends on the finish you use or the clear coat you use. So just read the instructions on the back of the can. Some can take up to 30 days, some require a little bit longer. Okay, so what we're going to do now is do our final sanding, and that is where we're going to achieve our really nice mirror-like finish. Now, there's already a lot of videos up on the YouTube channel and on the website, so I'm not going to go into heaps of detail here. I'd rather get onto the bridge installation and the electronics, but we'll just cover the basics. So if you've got runs in your finish, you can see your visible runs. I would probably suggest starting at about 600 grit, 800 grit, and working my way up to around 1500 to 2000. If you're having trouble sourcing that fine grade sandpaper, try an automotive store. You'll often find that they go up to much finer grade sandpapers there. Now, the key to sanding here is put something down on your bench to stop the guitar slipping around. I'm just using some rubber matting, some rubber gym flooring. Always use wet and dry sandpaper at this stage. Remember, we don't want to use a really hard block. We want something a little more flexible at this point. Hard blocks are better for when we're sanding raw timber. Now, you can leave wet and dry sandpaper to soak overnight, and also keep a spray bottle handy. You really want to keep the moisture up on the guitar. Now, in this case also, because we've got a sound hole involved, I want to protect that sound hole. I don't want that unsealed timber to get wet and expand or swell. And obviously the key, as always, is to sand lightly, keep moving, don't stay in the same spot too long, and avoid the edges and any curves. That's where you're going to get sand throughs, and that's where it's going to be a little heartbreaking for you because you'll have to go back and redo aspects of your finish. Okay, so you can see, if I bring the camera down here, I'm just lightly sanding my flexible block. This is a 1000 grit paper. I'm avoiding the edges and keeping the sandpaper moving. That's pretty much all you'll do from here. Clean the finish off as you're sanding and inspect it in good light. So hold it up in good light and just have a look across. Now you'll see some of that orange peel effect we've discussed in the last video. So that's ideally what we're trying to remove. Remember, that orange peel effect is showing variations in height. So once we've got everything to a nice matte finish, or in this case a semi-matte finish before we do a final polish and gloss it right up, that's how you'll know your surface is quite level.